Mhm. Hey, Beth, are you there?
I am. How are you, Suzanne?
Good. I wanted to show you my puppy.
Oh my gosh, so cute. How
He just
old?
3 months. So he's a schnauzer. So he just got his first schnauzer haircut.
Oh, he's so handsome. What's his name?
His name is Buster.
Oh, that's a good name.
Uh, yes, I was gonna name him something like Sarge because he's pretty in charge, but Bob wanted to name him Buster, and he's never had a dog before. So,
Oh, that is so great.
oh, he's got to be named Buster. I thought, Buster, okay. Then. We don't have all these German names picked out, because a Schnauzer is a German dog. The Schnauzer is like for the mustache that they get. Anyway, Schnurrbart, I think is what it's called. Said all these names, all these fancy German names, and he says Buster. I'm like, okie dokie. So how are you?
Buster it is. I'm well. I'm well.
Ready to
Yeah.
anyway, I kind of think it'll be a small group because we had so many earlier.
I think we had 57 earlier or something, right?
But yeah, and some of those were us, but I think the class is 58, or it was, do you know?
Yeah, I think it's 58 as far as I know.
Yeah. So we won't have that many today. 10 tonight, maybe. So
Right.
I don't know. I better kick this dog out because he's gonna be chewing on everything. So
Oh my, I know how that is.
Hi, everyone. We've got about 1 more minute. We'll see if anybody else comes in. If you're just coming in, or even if you've been here and haven't noticed the chat box, please make sure that you log on to the Google Docs that is there. These orientations are mandatory. We can give you a big check beside your name. And so that would be great. All right, it is 4 o'clock on the dot. Well, this is not the way we usually do things, but nothing is the way we usually do things. So we had our first orientation from 10 to 12 this morning, and it went really well. So I anticipate the same thing here. My name's Allison Baker. I'm your department chair, and I occasionally get to teach you a class as well. So you'll see me all over the place. I have been here, program started. I have been here 10 years and been in nursing education 15 years. So I'm the old timer around. So I'm going to share my screen now, and just a little PowerPoint to help guide our time together. Let's see. Share. All right, can you see that? Everybody? Okay.
Yes.
All right, so let's move on. As you can tell, we're recording this, and we will post this as soon as yours truly can figure out how to post it. We'll post it. It'll be in your Blackboard shell, and you don't have access to that now, so don't fret about it. But we will get it posted for you, just so you can go back and refer, because there's a lot of information here. And I don't want you to feel, well, you're going to feel overwhelmed typically, but hopefully to give you a resource to go back and say, what did she say? Again, the link, this is just to remind me to have you guys sign in on the Google Doc link that is in the chat box. And that document is also going to be used for a contact list for your classmates. I'm not going to call and sell you anything, but if you don't want your name on the list, that I will distribute to your classmates so that you guys can be a resource to each other, just put an asterisk beside your name, and I will take it off before we distribute it. On the invite, there were some attachments. One was a survey, and one was, there were several attachments, and that's what this survey is about. I'm going to tell you what to do with that, so bear with me. I want to go ahead and do our introductions. Let me turn off my phone. Apparently State Farm wants me. Sean, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, sorry.
Sean Muldoon is our lab manager and simulation manager. You will see a lot of him in Skills Lab, which is your 103 class, and you will see a lot of him in simulation. So you can put a name to a face there, and know he's a great resource for the students. He's been here 10 years as well. Anything else you want to share, Sean?
No, we'll get into a lot of stuff first week and so on.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Carla Cordova, I know you're here. I saw you.
Yep. I'm here. Hello, everybody, and welcome. We look forward to seeing you come this fall semester. And if you have any questions regarding Compleo or anything else, I'd be happy to help you. Just email me.
Great, thank you. You've probably seen her name a lot, and you're going to see it in a minute because we have things that you're going to need to scan and send to her by a deadline, and we'll get to that in just a few minutes. Tambra Fry, she may not be on here. She's one of our newest faculty, but she's primarily in second year. But Tambra, Professor Tillmans, I know you're on here somewhere. There you are.
Hi.
Hi. And Professor Tillmans and Professor Warbitz, I know you're here. I saw you. Warbitz, her name is a little bit farther down. Where's her name? There it is. Professor Warbitz and Professor Tillmans will be your instructors for Nursing 103, your skills lab. Anything you guys want to see right now?
No, we're just looking forward to getting to know you all and having a great semester together.
Suzanne, Professor Weiss, I know you're here. And Professor Amari Palm, I know you're here. These two wonderful ladies are going to be your instructors for 100. If you want to just introduce yourself or say anything.
Sure. Yeah, I'm Professor Weiss. I've got to get that on my name thing on the bottom of this screen. So welcome to CWI. We're pretty excited to have you guys, and I will be lecturing on Zoom your 100 class, along with Professor Palm, who's showing her face there too.
Hi.
And like Professor Baker said, we'll have some guest lecturers, possibly a few people popping in who are experts in certain topics that we like to hear from. So we have the books that you'll be using. I just happen to have mine. It's the F.A. Davis book, and you should have 2 volumes. There's volume 1 and volume 2, and you should get that from our bookstore. And so I mostly have my references from volume 1, and Professor Palm uses kind of a combination of 1 and 2. Anyway, we have them with you, have them handy. I wanted to tell you for the first lecture, I don't think you get access to Blackboard at least until the 17th or 18th, somewhere in there. But the first lecture that we're having, first we have about an hour of orientation and lots of refresher on what we've talked about today. So don't panic about it. Like, we'll show you how to find some of the things, because I could share my screen with you for the Blackboard screen and answer questions then. But the first topic that we'll be lecturing on is nursing process. And so I just really wanted you to jump into your textbook and read that beforehand, because the nursing process concept is woven throughout all of the tests that you'll take, the NCLEX that you take for your state boards. It's also a part of our just everyday conversations in skills and in clinical setting. So the nursing process in your textbook is between pages, I believe it's 30 to 120. So get a head start on classes and take a look at your volume 1 textbook, pages 30 to 120. It's nursing process, and get familiar with that. Watch some videos if you have to, and that'll help you throughout the next 2 years. So we're glad to have you, and we'll be very available this year. Okay, that's it.
Thank you. Professor Gregorian may not be on here right now. She will be doing some simulation with you all. Professor Gillette will be your pharmacology teacher next semester. Oh, Professor Mimish, I know I saw you. Hi. She's in clinic today delivering babies. So Professor Mimish, do you want to just introduce yourself?
Hi, so I'm Jen. Welcome. Congratulations on making it into the program. We're really excited to have everyone. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of hard work, but hopefully it's fun too. You probably won't see a lot of me until second year. I'm now teaching all simulation. So my background is RT, then nursing. I'm a midwife and a women's health nurse practitioner. So I do simulations, and we do a lot of OB and PED simulations. So
thanks, Jen.
Yep.
All right, let's see. I want to talk to you briefly about your math badge and introduce you real quick to a very important person you may need as a resource. So what is the math badge? The faculty and I noticed that students were struggling with conversions, kilograms, ounces, tablespoons, teaspoons, and you need to know these in order to pass the drug calculation test. And so we had a great idea, and the Math Solutions Center ran with it and did all the heavy lifting, but there will be, and I'll show you how to access it here in just a minute. And if you don't have if you could mute, there's some feedback a little bit, so if you're not muted, please do. So this is not busy work. This is help you to be successful. You get 3 chances to take your dosage calculation test. And I tell you that not to scare you, not to freak you out, nothing like that, but it's to be very transparent and to treat you like the adult learners you are. We have had students fail the first semester just from the dosage calculation test, and we don't want that. That is such a ridiculous thing to fail over, right? So we want to boost you in any way we can. So we want to help you hone your skills. So we're going to have 5 modules, and you can't progress to 1 until you pass the little quiz. And then at the end is a 6th module, and you'll click on it, and it'll give you a way to set up a time at the Math Solutions Center on August 28th to test. And so the person I was telling you about is Ms. Fredericks. Anya, you there?
I am here. Yes, hi.
Anything you want to add about the math badge? She is with our Math Solutions Center. And so.
Right, when you go into the math badge, it will have an adaptive release, so you'll work on 1 module at a time. Once you've completed that module, you'll go on to the next one. Depending on what your background is with math, you may feel confident with this material and not need to review it much, or if it's been a while, you might want to spend some more time. There are videos in there. There are practice assignments that have answers to them, and then there's the quiz. And you'll be coming into the MSC to do your testing, and I'll be there that day to greet you and help you get through that test.
Thank you, Anya.
Yes.
And right here, can you see it's my Blackboard screen now? Is that what's showing? Okay. So yours is going to look a little different, but in the middle here, if you see Nursing Student Resources, and then I'm going to click on that. And then over here, it says Math Badge on the left. And that's how you access your Math Badge activities, okay? So if for a reason you are not successful on your August 28th test the first time, you will need to remediate and tutor. And now things are different in that you used to could walk into the Math Center or make an appointment, but with COVID, that's not happening now. So you would need to make maybe an online appointment with tutoring to help you if you don't pass it the first time, because you're going to need to pass that math badge, okay? I did say that right about the Math Solutions Center, right, Anya?
Yes, you did. You have that right.
All right. Andy, Carla, if there are any chats, let me know. I can't see my chat box.
You know what? I'm not showing any chats in mine, and I know there was some on there before. So for some reason, I cannot see any of the chats happening.
Okay, well, don't worry. If you're putting something in a chat in a minute, when I close this, I will look at the chat box. The next important person that you're going to need to know is our student success advisor. Some of you may know him, but Andrew Miller.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Andrew.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Andrew Miller. I'm a student success advisor at the College of Western Idaho. I've been here for actually 10 years as well, and working with the nursing program for quite a while as well here. it's important to make the distinction between myself and your faculty advisor, which Allison will talk about here in just a little bit. But I'm your student success advisor, so I'm on the student services side. My job is to help you with any kind of student services needs you have, as far as registering for classes, getting you connected with tutoring, looking at transfer options. So if you're wanting to do an RN to BSN bridge after this, which many students do, I can talk to you about the options and agreements that we have with some four-year institutions. But it's important to know that I'm not a nurse. If you come to me with nursing specific content questions, those aren't going to be questions that I can answer. So that's where you would want to work with your faculty advisor. So essentially you are going to have two advisors. You're going to have myself on the student services side, and then one of your faculty members for your content questions. So I'm really happy to see some familiar faces, and also there's some people that I haven't met. So I really am looking forward to meeting you. I'll put my contact information in the chat, and also I'll put my website where you can sign up for an appointment. Right now I am doing video chat, so Zoom appointments and phone appointments, and I will not be on campus this semester for the time being anyways. That's what they told me today, but that could change tomorrow. So anyways, it's nice to meet you all, and congratulations, and we're happy to have you here.
Thank you, Andrew. Speaking of faculty advisors, the next few slides I'm going to go through kind of slowly, but don't worry. The attachments that were sent with your invite should have the list of faculty advisors and your name. If you don't see your name, just email me. Just an oversight on my part, I'm sure. So for Ms. Mimish, she's the our OB Peds guru that you met a little bit ago. These individuals are going to be her faculty, her advisees. Okay. Professor Weiss, your 100 instructor, these are her advisees. Professor Warbitz, those of you on this list will meet her if you need content question or if you have an issue. Professor Tillmans, these are her advisees. Sorry, they're not in alphabetical order, so you have to read through. Professor Palm, these are her advisees. Again, if you didn't see your name, it could have been that I went too fast, or it could have been inadvertently left off. Just drop me an email. Allison Baker and the number 2 at cwi.edu. So I don't think Professor Gregorio made it back on right now, but I know Melissa Brown, our second-year student and the current SNA president, is on. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, guys.
And I'm going to let you talk to these fine people and tell them about SNA.
All right, let me see if I can get my computer figured out. All right. So like Professor Baker said, I am the SNA president for this year. And SNA is a club that you have the opportunity to join as nursing students. And our focus this year is going to really be support and education and personal development. In years past, we've been able to go out into the community, do community service, and we're going to still look for those opportunities this year. But just with everything up in the air, we thought it'd be really good to focus on supporting our classmates and offering opportunities for development. And so let me just look through what I had to say, because I'm an awful public speaker.
I'm sorry.
So we're going to be doing monthly meetings. The meetings will be on Zoom, and each meeting will have a little bit of business, but most of it will be an educational opportunity. And we're hoping to have different speakers come in and speak to us. Some ideas that we have tossed about and that we're looking at trying to get speakers are flight nurses, ER, trauma nurses, nurse practitioners, research nurses, maybe even like cruise ship nurses. Just, we want to explore all the facets and opportunities that we have as nurses and just get to know all the different things about it. We're also going to put together a mentor program where we're hoping to pair a first-year student with a second-year student. So you have a direct person to go to if you need study advice or to bounce ideas off of, or just somebody to kind of unload if you're feeling like overwhelmed. They'll be there to tell you like, it's doable, you can definitely do this. So that's something we're looking into. We're looking at having monthly Zoom study sessions to help you guys, where some first years, you guys get together, and some second years who feel very confident in the topics you're studying, jump on a Zoom just to help you, whether it be with that or with Skills Lab skills. We just really want to be there for each other this year, and we want to help everybody thrive and successfully complete this year through the pandemic. So my motto, and it might be one to think about yourself, is that all of this adversity and adaptation is just going to mold us into very resilient nurses who can do a lot of hard things that are put in front of them. We're going to have kind of a Q&A session August 18th. There'll be 2 sessions, so I'll upload those in the chat and we'll find a way to email them or get them on Blackboard for you. If you're looking at joining SNA or just have questions about this year, join us there on the 18th, very informal. And our first meeting will be on the 25th, a Tuesday at 1 p.m. and that will be on Zoom. So just look for information to come about the links. Oh, sorry, my dogs are going crazy. To join. And if you have any questions about SNA, you can join us on our Facebook group, CWI SNA, or email me, Melissa Brown at mycwi.edu. And we would really like to have a lot of you. Remember that this will look great on your resume, but it will be better than just a resume bolster. It'll be a great experience for community and support this year. So thanks, guys.
Thanks, Melissa. Anyone have any questions for Melissa? Because she got to sit through the orientation last year. She doesn't have to keep on with us. And so I can cut her loose unless there's some questions. Melissa, I gave CC Professor Week's email because she'll be able to post things on 100 for you.
Perfect. I'll get all that information over to her then.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, guys, and you got this.
Thanks so much.
You bet.
So you may wonder why Melissa said you got this. So we're going to talk about that now, succeeding in nursing school. A lot of times students are like, oh, getting in was the hardest part, you know. Well, maybe not, but we're here to help you every step of the way. We want you to be successful. And we want you to be nurses because we need people to take over for us. We're tired. We need you to step in. So we're going to talk what success starts with. So if I can give you any advice, it's check your emails daily and respond. Even if it's, I'm not sure, let me check or whatever, just check your emails and respond. Check your Blackboard daily. It's the only way we have to communicate with you as a group at large. And so announcements go to your email. So, you know, that helps. I'm glad Professor Weiss gave you the pages to go ahead and start, so get you a little bit ahead, because the reading is a lot and you have to learn to read smartly and prioritize. So don't get behind there. Don't plan vacations during school time because making up work, really difficult. oh, let me. And then attend class, of course, that goes without saying. And then familiarize yourself with the handbook. So you're going to have an electronic link on your Blackboard, which you'll get access to sometime between the 17th and the 19th. So keep your eye out for that. We're also going to be mailing out a hard copy of your handbook, along with access codes for your Nursing 103 class, which Professor Tillmans and Warbitz can tell you about. And then a pair of sterile gloves, which is a very weird combination of things, but they're trying to get you ahead so you can start practicing the proper way to putting on sterile gloves, okay? So Professor Warbitz is going to be sending out a Google Doc today or tomorrow, and so she can get make sure we have your right address and what size glove you wear. She'll talk more about that in a little bit. Let me just stop for a minute and introduce you to one of your future instructors. Professor Gillette is just logged on, and she is going to be, gosh, she teaches different things. Let's see, lots of clinicals she does, and she also does pharmacology and pediatrics. And so you'll mostly see her next semester in the next year. So anything you want to say, Amber? Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's.
Oh wait, there. Is that working now?
Yes.
Am I good? Can they see me? Because I can't.
Yeah, I can see you.
Oh, you can? Okay, so I'm seeing your screen.
Oh, okay.
Your PowerPoint. But anyway, hi everyone.
Hold on,
Let's see if I
can stop sharing for a minute. There you are.
I'm using my cell phone because my work computer died again. So yeah. Anyway, hi everybody. I'm Professor Gillette. I am going to be an instructor for you in second semester. I will teach pharmacology, and then I typically teach in the third semester as well. I do specialties, nursing specialties. I teach the pediatric portion. My background is in intensive care nursery. I did that for almost 10 years, and then I went to pediatric cardiology for about 6 years, and I've been at CWI for the past 5. Recently got my family nurse practitioner degree, and I'm starting my doctorate this fall. So I feel you on being a student, because we are all students, despite whether we're starting or finishing. So anyway, I wish we could all be there in person, but at least I can say hi to you, and good luck with your first semester.
Thanks, Amber.
Yep.
Thanks for logging in.
Yes.
So like I said, you're going to be getting some stuff in the mail, okay? Let's see. So this is just what I just said. So your first semester, you're going to have your 2 courses, your 100, which I believe they talked about a little bit already, and then your skills. So the thing to know is you've got 2 years, and then at the end of 2 years with CWI, you graduate with an associate's degree. And then you sit for the state boards. If you didn't know it already, it's called NCLEX, and it's up here on your screen. It's National Council of License Examinations. And so once you pass that, then you are an RN. So this is your first step to that, okay? The second part of this just is like, once again, being transparent, because we want to set you up for success and to have, a realistic view of nursing school. A lot of people that come into nursing school, you're all straight A students, and people have a really hard time when they get a B or a C. And you just need to know that it's okay. We're here for you. We're going to work through this, but if you don't get your A's that you're used to, that doesn't mean you won't be the best nurse ever, okay? So I just want you to have a realistic view, because the tests you take in nursing school are different than any other kind of test. They're not memorization tests, they're application tests. So you have to know the content, and then you apply it. So it's just going to be a new way. That's what we're here for. And we will help you to learn how to do that. Now we've already talked about, she's already told you about what to read and shown you the books. Mari or Suzanne, do you have anything else? Okay. All right.
No, we'll get you that Zoom link. You'll get that as soon as you have access to Blackboard. And
Okay, thank you. So it's Mondays. Now your online may say something different because I had students this morning said, it says 8 or 8:30 or something like that. It is 9 to 12 and it's synchronous, meaning 9 to 12, Professor Weiss and or Professor Amari will be on Zoom lecturing you, just like if you were in class during those 3 hours. You'll be able to ask them questions and it'll be real time, okay? So she just said, you will get your link prior to class, it's, the week before. So just be looking for that. Professor Warbitz, you want to jump in and talk all things skills?
Sure. So Nursing 103 is the skills portion of your semester. This year, due to COVID, it's a blended format course. Basically, we want to adhere to CDC guidelines while still giving you the best education possible and keeping everyone safe. So we will be doing a full orientation for 103. You will have it posted in your Blackboard shell. Our shell should be open, I believe, the 18th, the 17th or 18th, the Monday or Tuesday before school starts. Let's see, because we're having to decrease the class size, we're really only having 6 or 7 students per class. That being said, so when you registered for section 1, 2, or 3, which would be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And if you registered for section 1, you will still be on the Tuesday, but you will be able to sign up for a time slot, which would be 2 hours, either 8:30 to 10:30, 11 to 1, or 1:30 to 3:30, whatever works for your schedule. And when you sign up that, I'll be sending out a Google Doc today. And when you sign up for that, that will carry with you through the whole semester. If something comes up and you need to change that, you're welcome to talk to one of your peers and see if they'll switch with you or something like that. But we just want to keep those time slots as consistent as possible because it's the only time you guys really get to see each other. And we'd like for you to be able to build those relationships and kind of get that connection that students normally have through class and skills, but at least give it to you in that skills section. Whenever you do enter the building at Canyon County, you will be required to take your temperature, and there'll be, I think they're looking at getting some kind of thermal scanners, but we'll have a little more information about that the week before school starts, and we'll let you know what you need to do. You'll also be required to wear a solid color face cloth that goes with your uniform at all times, and there'll be more information on that in the 103 syllabus under your uniform requirements. While you're on campus, you will maintain social distance of 6 feet while in the skills lab and on campus. Again, we've decreased class size. So although you're in the actual lab less time, every student will have their own bed. And if we do pair you up, you'll still remain 6 feet apart and do your work that way. You'll have 2 instructors with 6 or 7 students. So that's actually a really good ratio. It's about 3 or 4 to 1 instructor, which should give you lots of individual assistance. Anything I'm missing, Allison?
I would just want to encourage you guys, you're slotted for a whole day, pretty much 6 hours in skills lab. So just because you're in person 2 hours, I encourage you not to fill up those other hours with non-skills things because you're going to have a lot of online work to do. Am I overstepping there or am I overspeaking, Beth?
Absolutely, that's it. You're going to have a lot of your work is going to be independent. It's going to be on your Blackboard shell. You're going to have to do it on your own, including different types of skills and assessments you're going to have to do on friends, family, loved ones who live in your home or in your bubble. So you'll have to film those assessments and then send them in to us for feedback. And so there's a lot of work you're going to be doing outside of class. This 2 hours is just the hands-on piece.
Thank you.
But again, I'll be sending out an email today with 2 Google Docs attached. One is going to be to sign up for your time slot on your skills day. And the second is going to be so that you can provide us with your glove size. And it's just small, medium, large, extra large is kind of what we're looking for. And we need you to confirm your address, because your gloves, your handbooks, and your access cards for your online skills program will come to you in the mail, but we really do, as soon as possible, need you guys to fill in your glove size so we can mail those out to you. And that's it. That's all I've got. Amanda, do you have anything else?
No, you've covered it all. Thank you.
Great. And you're going to be getting an orientation for 100 and an orientation for 103. So a lot of those individual course questions will be answered your first week of class. The items that were attached to your invite, like the survey, things like that, and also I have handbook pages. I'm going to give you the page numbers here in just a minute, and I'll say them again later. These need to be scanned, signed by you, scanned and sent to Carla Cordova and at her email. Now, so the items that were attached that needed your signature, there was a, gosh, I'm drawing a blank on one of them, but I know one was a survey. And then here are the pages from your handbook, which we'll talk about your handbook in a minute, but the pages are 74, 75, 77, 79, 81, 84, and 88. And they're due August 24th, scanned and sent to Carla. And these are required, and we will hound you. So please get those, mark those. That's your first assignment. Mark those on your calendar. Your nursing uniforms can be picked up curbside August 10th from the bookstore. And you can order books from them and pick those up curbside as well. If you want extra uniforms, like you don't want to, if you need extra uniforms, if you want to buy extra sets, there are, you have to use the Cherokee brand in order for the colors to match. But also we have a lot of donated uniforms from graduates, and Sean is keeping up with those. And if you're interested to see if he has your size, you can email him at this email, seanmuldoon@cwi.edu.
Hey, Allison.
Yes.
We got a question. If from Kelly, if she ordered her books online and she has them be sent to her, will her uniform be sent there as well?
I don't think they have that worked out. You'd have to call them. That I don't have anything to do with that. They just sent me an email that said, tell your students they can pick up their uniforms August 10th curbside. So if you want to make other arrangements, I would just recommend to call the bookstore. So we want to go through just a few policies. This handbook that you get, before you sign it, just like with everything, you need to read it before you sign it because we follow it. and we have to follow it. So I want to make sure to just point out a few items, and then the rest you can read yourself. Let's see. So as much as we love children and animals, they can't come to you with you to class. So this is on page 30 of the handbook that you'll get. So just to throw that out there. I wish I could. I'd bring my dog every day if I could. And your cell phones when you're in class, unless you have prearranged with your instructor that you need to keep your cell phone on it will need to be on vibrate or turned off. Transportation is real important. You have reliable transportation and have a backup. Starting next semester, you'll be going out to clinicals, and the clinicals can be in the valley, it can be a mountain home, it can be evening, it can be night, it can be days, it can be weekends. So you need to make sure you have access to reliable transportation. Let's see. Another big policy we talk about is on page 31. It's about employment. I know not everyone can do this, but the program highly recommends that you work no more than 20 hours a week due to the amount of work that is required. It tends to, one of the biggest things that students meet with their faculty advisors about when they're not doing well or not doing as well as they think they should, they're usually working a lot. So just if it's possible, that's what the program recommends. I'm remembering something I didn't cover with the other students this morning, so I'm gonna have to do that. I'll do that with you guys and then I'll cover it with them later. Or either I'll just post this and ask them to look at it. There's a lot in your book about student conduct, and there's a lot in your book about what's considered unprofessional conduct. So again, transparency, not trying to scare anybody, not trying to freak anybody out, but just out of pure transparency. You need to make sure you read over all these carefully. It talks about incivility, and that's incivility not just to instructors, but it's to each other, you know. So we talk about that in here. We talk about academic integrity. And again, full disclosure, we had an incident a year ago and 2 students were expelled for cheating. So if you're not sure what plagiarism is, if you're not sure what academic dishonesty is, for example, there's some websites that if you, we don't allow. So if you're not sure, ask one of us. Any of us would be glad, and that's okay to ask. So make sure you're aware, just hyper aware of what you're doing. Social media, anything that is discussed in class or in skills lab, you can't talk about on your social media, because a lot of times we use real life examples, and that would be breaking confidentiality. We're able to talk about it as a group because it's educational, but it's not for public consumption.
Hey, Allison, I got a couple questions.
Okay.
So, did they need an appointment to pick up the stuff at the book from the bookstore?
Are you on here?
Who?
Carla. She's not. She must be off.
I'm here.
Could you find out if they need an appointment with the bookstore to pick up? I think it's all day that day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you check
Let
that
me
for
know.
me?
Yep, I'll check on that for you.
Thank you.
And if one of our students is sick, can they designate somebody to come pick them up? Their stuff from the bookstore.
Oh, there's stuff in the bookstore. Yes, please, you don't come. So, yes, if somebody's sick, you can. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think as long as you tell them the name of the student, that shouldn't be a problem.
that's it for now.
Was that okay? Thanks. Also, there are policies in here to read about substance abuse. Let's see. I'm just trying to find the part I left off from the other students this morning. Their tardiness, if you've ever been told, oh, that's Allison, she's always late or something, you want to start working on that over the next 2 weeks. Because in clinical and in skills lab, if you're late, you'll be sent home. And it's not an excused absence, because we're starting to learn and build that professional behavior. And some of us work out in health field and you're like, well, you should see what goes on out there. Trust me, I know. But you want to be the better. You want to demonstrate professional behavior. So we start on that. Bear with me. I'm getting there. Oh, I think I just passed it. There it is. Page 47, when you get your handbook, please read carefully over the clinical simulation, the uniform. Professor Weiss and I always, we pop in at Skills Lab and we line people up. She popped back on when she heard this. And we look at your hems. We make sure they're not dragging. We make sure that your shoes and socks match. They need to be white socks with white shoes or black socks with black shoes. And it's all black shoes or all white shoes. Nope, I know we can't be pretty and stuff. So we just all look alike, okay? So all this is spelled out, like no eyebrow piercings, no nose piercings, no lip, no tongue piercings, one pair of bob earrings, little earrings. You can wear your wedding band. I do recommend that if you have a diamond, that you leave that at home. They can, when you're putting on gloves all day, I've had a student lose a ring. We never found it. It could have been in a patient's bed. It could have been in the laundry, in the trash, who knows. So I would recommend just wearing a wedding band or nothing while you're at the hospital. I know my son who's getting ready to get married, he's just getting a little silicone band for when he's at work at the hospital. So that may be, and they're like $29. So that may be something if you want to look into that. Your hair, if you have long hair, it needs to be up and away from your face. And this is how you dress for Skills Lab. Skills Lab is just like going to clinical. Sim Lab is just like going to clinical. So you'll just need to wear your hair up. No false eyelashes. I've had people say, well, I've got implants. Well, if they're implanted, then they just fall out like regular lashes and you don't have to worry about that. I'm talking about the glued ones that glue on. Am I missing anything, guys?
Right. So
I'm looking. No tattoos can be visible. So if you have tattoos, I've had people have them here and they'll just put a big Band-Aid over it. Or you can wear long sleeves. And the long sleeves, there's directions in here of what color your shirt can be. It's white or black, I believe. So you can look in here if you want to wear a long sleeve shirt, that's fine. If you have to put up your hair and you have one back here, you'll need to get like a Band-Aid or something to cover that up. We are aware that facilities are starting to loosen up about that, but we are not. So while you're with us, we follow these policies. So,
Allison, I just got off the phone with the bookstore.
thank you.
They said that you do not need an appointment and they will have signs directing the traffic. And so when they come up to your car, let them know what your name is and you're picking up the professional nursing bundle, and they will look it up and go in the back and grab that for you and bring it out to you. And
Thank
then,
you, Carla.
You're welcome. One more thing, on that particular day, on Monday the 10th, they will be open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Perfect, thank you. So anyway, I know I probably haven't covered everything in the uniform policy, but when you get your book, read over that. Just a couple of other things that I just want to make sure to bring to your attention. It's the grading policy, and that's program-wide. It's not course specific. It's 75% is passing, but there is a caveat to that. Your instructor will look at you will have a test column, and they look at the average of your test by itself. If that is not above 75%, you cannot pass that course. Okay, it's not a one test, it's a test average. Okay, at the end of the semester, it has to be 70% or higher. And then once your instructor looks at that column and you've got your 85% or whatever in test alone, then any other projects that you've been given will be averaged into that, and that whole grade has to be 75% or above. So that policy goes with every class in the nursing department. You'll also have standardized tests that you take in the testing center, and these are through Kaplan, and your instructor, like for example in 100, she'll have your schedule made out, and then, like, I'm making this up, this isn't real, say week 4, there's a Kaplan test, so you need to, the first week or two, go ahead and make those, because those slots fill up. So make your testing center appointment to take your standardized test. So just flipping through, I've got these little orange stickies everywhere. So again, once you read your handbook, does anybody need me to repeat the pages that you need to scan and send to Carla? Looking at all my stickies. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now, so maybe I can see your chat. Okay. So any questions for you guys now? We've come to that point where I've overwhelmed you with all the information I have today. And so you can either unmute and ask, or you can type, either way. Can we get the link to the Google? Okay, yeah, let me slide back up here. Hold on, is that it? Nope. Hold on. It's so hard when I see some of you, but and I don't blame you. I would have mine, my video off if I could, but it's so hard to know if you just have no questions, or if you're just like, that's a lot to take in, I'm tired.
Allison, can I just say something for a sec?
Sure.
Sorry. I just wanted to say to you guys, starting nursing school in a normal year can be stressful and can feel like a lot, and this is a lot of information for that. Particularly in the middle of a global pandemic, it can be extra stressful because we're not exactly sure what the semester is going to look like. We know from a content perspective what the semester is going to look like, but there were a lot of questions today about next semester and clinical and all of those kind of things, if the CDC guidelines change, what that's going to look like for us. But it just so you guys know, it's new to all of us, and we understand, and we're here to support you. We will do everything we can to get you the education that you need by the end of the time that you're here. If that means we need to make up some extra skills time or extra time next semester, we can do that as well to get you guys where you need to be so you can feel confident going out into practice. So everybody can just take a deep breath. I know, I mean, between you guys, I'm sure starting back to school, and then if you have kids, your kids starting back to school somewhere, somehow, I'm sure it's a lot. So, but we'll get you there. We'll get through the semester.
Yeah. Thanks, Beth. Yeah, and just remember all the nursing schools in Idaho, in America, outside America, we're all facing the same thing. So you're not going to be left out there dangling. You might feel like it sometimes, but we may not tell you everything that goes on behind the scenes, because why complicate your life any more than it already is? We will tell you when we know something. So anything else? Let's see, when we'll be able to, okay. So I know somebody wanted a link to the handbook. I don't, Carla, is that something we have on the website?
It is. If you go to the professional nursing webpage, scroll down to the bottom of the page on the left-hand side under resources, you will find the professional nursing student handbook. You can click on that link and it will bring it up for you to read, and you can also click on the PDF to print it out.
Thank you. Then there is a survey. Yes, attached to the original invite you received is a survey. Basically, that's just for me and the faculty to look at, and we don't share it with anybody else. And it's like we figure out who's got some medical experience, who doesn't. Maybe if there's something you want us to know privately, like to be aware of, things like that. So that's what that survey is about. August 10th, yes. Yes, everything's in a box. Your book, not your books, but your scrubs and your stethoscope are bundled together.
Looks like there's a
Unfortunately, I see. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
sorry. I was just going to say there's one about COMPLIA and the deadlines.
Yeah.
Deadline was August 1st. And as far as health insurance, that's not a CWI rule. That is a facility rule. So to be able to go into facilities, you have to have health insurance. I know that's a pain for some, but it is a requirement. And so there's not an exception to that. The only thing there's an well, like the flu vaccine is not even offered until September to November. So that will stay non-compliant on your list until it gets to be toward flu season and we all get our vaccine. So don't worry about that. When will we be able to schedule our drug test? You had that information already in your acceptance letter, and it was due August 1st. You can reach out to Ms. Cordova if you have questions about that. Beth, Brian would like to know, when will the Google Doc for lab times be sent?
It should be not long after this ends, so it'll be this evening.
Okay, thank you. Will there be follow-up email listing of all required documents to be sent to Carla to make sure we don't miss anything? No, I hope you took notes. I can let you know one more time before we get off, but there won't be a follow-up email. You'll just need to write it down. Yes, for the first semester, you will only have the lab and clinicals at Canyon County Center. You will not go until the second semester, we hope, and keep our fingers crossed. And yes, go ahead and let somebody else pick up your books. They won't know it's not you. Oh, thank you, Kelly, for writing that down. And in addition, I will write down the survey along with pages listed. and there was another form. It's like what's the word I'm looking? Keep wanting to say confidentiality form, but that's not it. Let me go back on the email and look, and then I can tell you what it's called.
One of the things that you guys can keep in mind is basically anything that requires a signature from you is something that I'm going to need returned to me.
That's a good point. That might make it easier. For some reason, my calendar is not letting me in. If we don't get it from you, we will be reaching out. So if there's something you're missing, we will reach out to you and get it back. Let's see, where is that? Yeah, I cannot find it right now, so that does well. I'll look for some more, and then once your Blackboard's open, we can post that because it's not due till the 24th. The pages are, commitment required. Thank you, Tawny. It was the commitment required for CWI's ASN program. It is the other form to fill out. Thank you, thank you. And see, it was a C, it wasn't confidentiality, but, and the pages 30 to 120 are in your fundamentals book.
Was that question to me?
It was just to everyone. The pages, it says which book was it in, and so.
Oh, so okay.
The fundamentals book. Just giving everybody a minute to let everything sink in to see if you have a question. I know it's a lot and there's a lot due, but you're going to be fine. I would recommend, if you're not organized by nature, that you find something that works for you, like whether it's an online calendar or a written calendar, something that works for you. Beth, did you have something?
I was just going to say, if for some reason, because I know there are a lot of name changes we've heard about with students coming in, if for some reason you don't get an email from me, I'm emailing you through my official CWI roster. So sometimes if you're in the middle of a name change, you might not receive it. They might be updating your email. So if you don't hear from me, it'll be this evening, then email me tomorrow, and you can just find my email on the nursing faculty. My last name is not easy to spell, so you can just find my link on the nursing faculty page if you have not gotten an email from me tonight with all the information you need.
I am putting your email in right now.
Oh, good, thank you.
And thank you for bringing that up, Beth, because that brings up something for me as well. If you guys have changed your name and changed your email, if you will email me and let me know. I don't have a connection to the registrar's office as far as when students update things. So I would have your old email address as opposed to your new. If you can just let me know, that'd be awesome. Thanks so much.
And just nothing specific, just solid color. Oh, thanks, Sean. Yes, the shoes, it said, can we choose either white or black? Yes, but it's solid color. And I have people go, well, I'm having a hard time. And well, they're not pretty shoes. They're, not the kind of shoes you want to go out on the town on. So you can find the solid black or the solid white shoes. You can, well, Kmart's not open anymore. You can find them at Walmart. It doesn't have to be an expensive shoe, but they're just solid color. Nursing processing, thanks, Suzanne. She put down the information about the nursing process. So my intention is to post this so you can go back, fast forward, go through if there's information you've missed. It'll be on your Blackboard shell whenever your Blackboard opens up. I just have to figure out how to retrieve the recording. Right. Well, if there's nothing else, you guys are going to get out of here early. But remember, we're going to work with you through this semester. There's a lot that none of us know, but we'll work through it together. You will be required, as Professor Warbit said, just keep this in mind whenever you do come to campus. You have to walk in the door with a mask on and keep it on the whole time you're here. So, and I think there's some solid color masks. That's something I bring up in the uniform section. But I think if you go into didn't we look on the bookstore website and they had some burgundy ones or some black ones? Any of those would go with your uniform. So can we wear surgical mask or cloth only? We'd like for you to have a mask that matches your uniform. So if you're unable to find that in the first week, just wear what you have. But one of your classmates says if anyone needs one, I can have them made. So can you type in your email that they can email you if they wish to have one made? So when you go into the hospitals, but you don't have to worry about that, it'll be surgical masks, not cloth, but here it'll be cloth.
Well, and we just want to be sure and save the PPE for the situations that really require it. And if we can use a cloth, if everyone's healthy and we can use a cloth mask, let's just save the PPE for the front lines.
Yeah, that's good reasoning. All right. I've given you just a minute. Make sure you can get that email if you need it, and email address. Otherwise, we will see you guys in a couple of weeks. Don't forget to start working on your math badge. And we will see you on the 24th, at least by Zoom, if nothing else. Okay, you guys have a good night.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. See you soon.
Bye-bye.